of men honestly love being single in 2024. So ladies, if you're watching this for some reason, this is what you're up against. Number one, he can go do his hobbies or go do something as simple as go out with his friends without being nagged or dogged on. Like, yeah, he might get dogged on by his friends with his hobbies, but honestly, his friends probably like the same things he does. So it's really important as a girlfriend to be interested in what he's into. Two, a man who's single isn't worried about going broke because he's in a relationship. There are way too many girls that expect a man to just pay for everything. Like, come on, at least 50-50. Number three is that most single men live very minimalistic lives, so they don't have like just random junk everywhere just collecting dust. Most women just like to buy things and then put it on the shelf and forget about it.
There's a growing question floating around the internet lately. Why are so many men perfectly fine staying single? Not just tolerating it, actually enjoying it?
When a man is handsome, educated, and makes good money but is still single, what's his problem?
He found peace in being single. Like, he just enjoys his life a little too much. Why mess with that?
For a long time, the expectation was that men would always be chasing relationships. The assumption was simple. Men need companionship, validation, and attention so badly that they'll keep competing for it no matter the circumstances. But something changed.
So how tall are you?
I'm 6'2".
Is that a real 6'2" or a man 6'2"?
You know, men, y'all add inches.
I'm not understanding what's going on here.
So did your doctor say that you were 6'2"?
Or did he say 5'11"?
So let's say I am 5'11".
Okay.
What are we talking about?
We want to know your height.
Just answer the question.
Right,
If it's 6'2", it's 6'2".
I know, but I mean, I want to know like where we're going with this.
Well, one, she's a taller woman.
She is.
Correct. 6 feet. And so she also loves to wear heels. So now we're adding a few inches.
6'3",
So
6'4".
is that something that, you know, like some men are weird about that?
Oh, so your question is do I mind her height?
No. Our question is, how tall are you? It's really lighthearted. We were just asking how tall you are. That's it.
Okay, but it's the same answer.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're not mad at it.
A lot of men tried the traditional path. Dating, relationships, constant effort to impress, constant emotional negotiation, and at some point they stopped and asked themselves a very simple question. Is this actually making my life better? For some guys the answer was yes, but for many others the answer was not really.
So all the men from my previous post saying that they have found peace by being alone, and they're not trying to date because they just want peace. Are you trying to say that we don't bring peace to your life?
Oh, they didn't try to say anything. They flat out said that they'd rather be by themselves and peaceful than to be with some of the women that are available out there.
I have to disagree.
Of course there would be some women that have to disagree with that statement because they simply cannot bring themselves to believe that many men, especially after seeing what's out there in the dating market, would rather be single, and they're actually happier being so.
I do not think that if a woman that you so desired was available to you, you would choose peace over commitment, sex, good meals with conversation, and things like that. So I'm going to call your bluff.
Some women simply don't get it. Because none of those things that were listed are actually what brings a man peace in a relationship. And if we're being really honest with ourselves, most men can get all of those perks of being in a relationship without actually being in one. So quite frankly, ladies, some of you are going to have to start accepting that men can be happy by themselves. I know that comes as a surprise.
So instead of forcing the situation, they stepped back. And what they discovered surprised even them. Life got calmer. No constant pressure to impress. No guessing games. No arguments about things that don't really matter.
If a man is single for a long time, like 2 years, 3 years, or more, it doesn't mean he's broken. Most of the time, it's wisdom keeping him steady. He knows what's worth his time and what isn't. He's learned the hard way that love without respect is just exhaustion wrapped in affection.
Some men jump quickly into relationships, but the wise man waits until the right one arrives.
His dating pool is small because he tolerates the least amount of nonsense from anyone.
He won't settle for someone who can't bring peace or help him grow while keeping his heart intact. He notices red flags early and refuses to repeat the same mistakes with different people. Instead of chasing attention or validation, he'd rather stand alone than compromise his soul. He knows his worth and will never trade real peace for temporary company or hollow love.
Just routine, work, friends, hobbies, gym sessions, quiet weekends, and the freedom to make decisions without having to negotiate every step of the way. And suddenly the thing that was supposed to feel like a loss started to feel like a relief.
When it comes to men and what they want from relationships, I don't think that it is actually about the person or about your shared interests or your shared values. It's, will this person come into my life and fit around what I want at my time during my schedule, because I'm not going to put out any other thing except what I want to do, and she will come in and fit around it. For example, the last guy that I was with, he played golf on the weekends. He went gym every night after work. Didn't really leave much time to see me. So I would run around there at 9:30 every night, wait until 9:30 to eat, because that's when we would have dinner together. And then on the weekends, I would stay around there. He would get up and go to golf. I'd go off and do my thing. And then he'd call me when he was ready for me. And looking back on it now, obviously, I don't think I was fine with it at the time, but I do think that obviously I was enjoying this person's company, and I appreciated that he had hobbies, and I would never take away from that. I'm not saying that we have to spend every minute of every day together. We don't. However, when I actually take a look back at that now that I'm no longer in it, I'm like, is that the kind of relationship that I actually want? And the truth be told is no. I want somebody who we can do things together, who wants me around, who says, oh, I'm going to go to golf now, but then tomorrow I'm free for you. I want to have somebody that I enjoy things with.
That's where the confusion kicks in. Because the old narrative said single men were supposed to be miserable, lonely, desperate, struggling. But when people look around now, a lot of these guys don't look miserable at all. They look relaxed. They're sleeping better, saving money, focusing on their goals.
What's the most toxic thing about you?
That I love being by myself.
Why do all guys want to be by themselves? Do you think that we're annoying?
The main thing to understand why a guy wants to be alone is that it has nothing to do with anyone else, and it has everything to do with nothing. Which is confusing, I know, but that's what we feel most of the time. Nothing. When we are asked about love, when we are rejected by a girl, when we're yelled at work, we feel nothing. But nothing isn't always bad, because sometimes it's a lot better than the thoughts in our head. This time where we do nothing and feel nothing allows us to process and recharge from a point where we felt so depleted that doing nothing gives us that energy back to be able to handle it all. So we need that alone time to do and feel absolutely nothing. And I promise you, it's exactly what I need.
They're not running from relationships out of bitterness. Many of them simply realize they don't need one to build a satisfying life.
Y'all, I'm starting to understand why more men are choosing to be single, why women are choosing to be single, and why the dating pool is just treacherous. Okay, for one, you want someone with a certain tax bracket, pool just got small. You want someone, if you're a woman, taller than 5'9", just got even smaller. In your city, oof, pickings, okay? When I think about my household, I'm like, listen, y'all, I hustle and bustle. I make money. I'm not looking to be the main breadwinner in my home. Zero interest, zero. Why? Because God made man's shoulders a lot broader than mine, okay? I'm not looking to carry that load. And honestly, man, I get it. It's a lot. It's a lot. To care for a family, a lot. I understand. It tickles the feather, this whole 50-50 narrative. I get it. Listen, I understand. I understand. It's just easier for men to be hoes and play with women. I get it. I don't get it, but I get it.
And when someone discovers they can be perfectly content without something they were told was essential, the entire dynamic changes. Because a man who enjoys being single isn't easy to pressure.
At the end of the day, all men want is to watch football, drink light beers, in a jerk circle with each other, and just be gay for each other. That's what they really want.
Fascinating. Not the least bit true, but still fascinating.
They don't want to be in a relationship. They don't want to get married.
A person could actually say that about both men and women. A lot of individuals are actually choosing to remain single and are very happy for being so.
Because women can provide for themselves now, I feel like men have lost their purpose.
Their purpose? What exactly was a man's purpose prior to women being able to support themselves, I mean?
It's they don't feel the need to seek out a woman as her family. They don't feel the need to work really hard to make a bunch of money to make a family and provide for a woman. They don't want to do that. They just want to be with each other in a jerk circle, watching football and drinking light beers.
I'm just going to say it. There's nothing wrong with a person choosing to remain single. It doesn't make a person a better person than someone else if they're in a relationship. There's nothing wrong with being single, and it's about time that some individuals out there accepted that.
He doesn't rush. He doesn't chase endlessly. He doesn't panic about being alone.
The more that I'm single, the more that I enjoy being alone.
And that right there is what feminism has done, right? Men are enjoying their peace because women no longer bring peace. They bring destruction of your peace.
Why do intelligent men stay single?
Because they overthink a lot and they get stuck in their head, because in their jobs and their careers and their businesses, they're rewarded for filtering their communication, for being very logical. And then they transfer the same habit onto the date, which doesn't work very well because women come to the date because they want to experience emotions. But if you tell stories on a date, the way you communicate with your manager or your peers or your employees in a very logical, stern and serious fashion, that's not going to create emotions of desire within her. So what we have to do, if we want to find a healthy relationship on eye level, we have to create attraction, and that's done through effective storytelling.
He just moves at his own pace, and if the right person appears, great. If not, he's still doing just fine. And that quiet confidence is probably the most confusing part of all.
Men stopped playing by the rules, and now everyone's freaking out. Let's break down why silence has become the loudest move.